Hello, everybody. I'm back, and uh, good news. The microphone I was talking about before, it has arrived, and I'm using it this session, as you can probably tell. So today, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about something which, as an Australian, I find very peculiar. That is the fetishization of Taiwan. As you can tell, the background today I have is a map of China at its greatest milestone. That is just to show something. What I will mean will be seen later on. But first things first, I want to do a little thing here. I will type up in YouTube to start off with Taiwan, Australia, and see what happens. And now I'll show you what comes up automatically. This is the stuff that comes up automatically when you talk about it. You have Grand Stan, you have him. Then you have Sky News. Then you have this abysmal thing, which is Tony Abbott. Fearmongering once more, praising Tony Abbott. Once more, using Abbott. ABC propping up something which shouldn't even pop up. And it goes on and on. And maybe one day I might talk about this thing specifically, as this is funny. I did a little thing about it on my own social media elsewhere, but I might do something about it properly in the video, as it's probably worth covering. Now, let's go. Also, while I was Discord today, I had this show to me. Someone was posting it. Then I looked at it and it was pretty good. As you can tell, the article is a scare at e-commerce part. Here we go. Do you want a new Cold War? That is the article. That is very, very relevant to this, because supporting, quote unquote, supporting Taiwan, which is the Republic of China, is supporting a Cold War. Artists, slowly scroll down. You can pause, read it if any of this is of interest to you. And I'll point out some parts I want to point out. Here's one to start with. Sorry about that. Here we go. It's still not too late to choose a more peaceful path. Unfortunately, this all-Anglo alliance comes precariously close to locking the world into such a conflict that could all become a hot, even particularly nuclear war between two of the wealthiest, most powerful states of the planet. Moving on. Do we want a future of fear? So we say, Do we want the United States and its supposed enemy to once again squander untold trillions of dollars on military expenditures while negotiating basic human needs, including universal health care, education, food, and housing, not to mention failing to deal adequately with other looming existential threats? Moving on. And of course, afterwards, I'll link it in the description. So if you want to read anything specific of this, it'll be there. Given the 20 years of disastrous warfare that followed the George W. Bush administration's announcement of global war on terror and its invasion of Afghanistan in 2021, what business does Washington have to build new military alliance in Asia? Very good question. Shouldn't the Biden administration, instead of building alliances dedicated to combating global warming, pandemics, hunger, and other urgent human needs, as one would expect, given that they have the wealth, power, and prestige to do so, what business do three white leaders of three white majority countries have attempting to dominate the region through military force? Again, good question. What gives them the right to do that? Some will claim the United States must counter China's growing military power, frequently trumpeted by U.S. media outlets. That is very much true, and we've seen here in Australia as well, which is why I'm bringing this up. Recent journalist pundits and political academy have been irresponsibly parroting misleading the pictures of Chinese military power. Such a fear-mongering is already ballooning military budgets in this country while fueling arms races and increasing tensions. And that's why, instead of fetishizing Taiwan and directly interfering with the internal affairs of what is the one China policy, you should dedicate more to peace. The Chinese government has indeed strengthened its military power in recent years by increasing spending, developing advanced weapons estimated to 15 to 20 to 7%, mostly small military bases. That is true, as that has been needed with the increased aggression. That doesn't mean they're violating anything by doing so. And this is very true as well. Contrary to what many have led to believe, China is not a military to the United States. There's no evidence its government has ever had the thought of threatening, let alone attacking the US itself. And yet you have people from the US and Australia wanting to attack China, and the worst I've ever seen is, quote unquote, wanting Chinese leaders and people to live in fear of nuclear weapons. Okay, let's move on. Sorry about that. I'll fix that quickly. Sorry, this computer's been weird. So about that. There we go, better. The world barely survived the original Cold War. That was anything of cold. That wasn't even cold. Millions of people who lived through or died the year's proxy wars in Africa, Latin America, and Asia. Can we really risk an version of this time, possibly with Russia as well as China? Do we want an arms race and competing military buildups that would divert trillions of dollars from more pressing human needs while filling the coffers of arms manufacturers? Do we really want to trigger a military clash between the United States and China? No, we do not. Accidental or otherwise, that could easily spare control and become a hot possible nuclear war and a death in which the deaths and destruction of the last 20 years of forever wars were small by comparison. Very fucking true. And the end of the article, but in a very good way. That thought alone should be chilling. That thought alone should be enough to stop another Cold War before it's too late. And that is something in which people will need to come to understand. Now, I'm just addressing this here and now, quickly, because I'm addressing this here. This is a 1947 11- line from the Republic of China. As you can see, look at these dashes. That was the officially accepted dash line. Also, there's this which I found in my own spare time, actually, some other times of mine. It is interesting thing, which was published in 2015. It talks about some stuff. I will link it in as well. And I think people should read it. It's a fascinating read. Now, to continue, the reason why I showed this map here is because of another reason. In fact, this is one point here of critical thing to understand. For example, when they say Chinese airplanes has gone to Taiwan's airspace, they mean this square, this here. The airspace of the Republic of China is almost 3 times its size inside the mainland itself. And ultimately, the other thing I want to show here is this. This is 11 dash line I just showed you, which I'll link in the description below. And this is the 9 dash line in which people are wanting to hardcore post now. The 11 dash line, I can't remember anyone complaining at a time about it because they saw the Republic of China as heroes and allies. Yet this one here is seen as contentious and hostile. It is much like the Taiwan thing. What was accepted beforehand isn't accepted after. For if those who want Chinese national rejuvenation want unity, want sovereignty, it is opposed. Yet when that land is in the hands of defectors and traitors, essentially, it is fine. And that is a problematic mindset. So I want people who watch this to understand the obsession about Taiwan is unhealthy. It really is. People should stop doing it. For it won't help relations. It won't help you. It won't help your family. It won't help your future. Because if you want to advocate so hardcore for fighting for Taiwan, why don't you enlist yourself and be the first to die? for a useless cause.